Hey, this is Joshua here on the Fix Finder channel, and this is episode 3 of 5 on my shop build series. In the first episode we went over framing, second electric, and in this video I'm going to give you 5 tips on insulation. So for tip number 1, this will mainly be for climates that you heat in. If you are operating on sort of a limited or tight budget, I would try to focus that budget on good R value in your ceiling. For me, the ceiling space is floor joists that hold up the second floor storage. And even though I'm giving you this tip, I myself am not even achieving the maximum amount of potential R value that I could have in between these floor joists. Basically, just do the best you can to fill that ceiling space with as much insulation as you can afford, because obviously when you're going to heat it, it's all going up, and depending on how efficient that ceiling is, you may be paying a lot more for heat. Tip number 2, if you're in a pole building like this is, which a lot of shops I think are, utilize that 1.5-inch gap that the purlins make and fill that void with foam board. So then you end up having even more insulation to make it that much more efficient. Now again, depending on the size of your building, that could add a lot of extra cost. This is a 12 by 24 building, so it wasn't extremely bad. And since it's only the bottom portion of this building that I'm actually controlling the temperature, it didn't take quite as much. And as you can see, this white background around here, it's the white foam board. That's the cheapest, kind of like a styrofoam cooler. It's the 1.5 inch, and that's the cheapest foam board you're going to probably find. It also has the least amount of R value, but I just wanted to add a little bit of extra with that foam board just to try to gain as much R value as I could. Tip number 3 is fill your gaps. If you do use the foam board in between the purlins, the main gap that's going to be important is that connection in between the purlin and the foam board. Some of mine I didn't actually spray the gap filler foam because I had that foam board in there so tight that it probably is not going to be a problem. But some of them didn't get so tight and needed to have some spray foam gap filler. But even if you don't use the spray foam stuff, even use like aluminum tape or something just to have something to block off that air from leaking in and making the space less efficient. If you can't tell by now, my main point is efficiency. Just trying to make it as best as you can with the budget that you have. And what that's going to do is maybe you pay a little bit more now, but in the long run you're going to be saving more money and you're going to be able to work in a really nice heated or cooled environment. Now my 4th tip may not just be like, wow, that's a helpful idea, but it's something I thought of when installing some of these bats. So for me, this is the insulation bats I'm using in between these floor joists above me. When I go to install them and I come across the electrical line going the opposite direction of where this is going, I feed the insulation bat up over the electric, and then when I have it in place, I cut it right beside that electric line so that the insulation bat can lower beside that electric line, and so really that line ends up being somewhere up here in the middle, because you're going to achieve your maximum R value by letting your insulation thicken up as much as possible. Now tip number 5 is look for used stuff. The insulation I'm using in the ceiling part of this shop space is all used off of Facebook Marketplace. I bought about 15 rolls of this insulation, and it's like R20 plus or something. I think it's 5.5-inch batting or possibly even more. It doesn't even label it on this stuff for some reason, but for those 15 rolls, I think I paid maybe $80 to $100, which is far cheaper than you're going to find it brand new. So don't be afraid to look for used stuff. Also for the foam board in between your purlins, maybe you can find some stuff that's higher R value that's still that 1.5 inch and increase the amount of efficiency of your insulation for the same price. Now these are just 5 simple ideas that I came up with as a DIY homeowner doing this myself. If you're an expert in the field or you just have really great ideas yourself, be sure to leave a comment below to help everyone else out in this process of building out their shop. And thanks for watching.